magbigay kalakasan upang sa lahat ng bagayan.
In the hands of a woman, the old ways of Budbud asin are returning to life. Under the Richmond Hotel's warm kitchen light in Iloilo City, a thick crust of salt goes over the sweet and buttery flesh of the local pompano or pomfret, locking in the pure scent of the sea. A stone's throw away at the waterfront Moliere Deli and Restaurant, that same salt graces the top of steaks, oysters, salads, and pasta, making the flavors pop. This is Budbud asin, the peace-loving salt. Once doomed for extinction, it's back because of Lorlie Noblezada, who calls herself the Asindera or salt maker of Miagao.
Hello, Ma'am Val. This is our gift for you. Ma'am Val is one of our benefactor in our Budbud asin na Miagao.
We segregate the bigger pieces so it comes as, for topping. And it's good on anything. And then the finer salt we use in our restaurant.
Today, you can find Budbud asin sold in specialty shops across Iloilo. But it took Lorlie 8 hard years to get here. An hour away in Miagao is where her story began. A town of fishermen, farmers, and weavers. Miagaoanons live close to the earth and even closer to the sea. Generations ago, their shores were alive with salt beds.
Na kung saan nung maliit pa po ako, nakikita ko po yung aking mga tiyuhin na gumagawa ng asin. So, nung mga time na yun, parang marketplace or nagiging plaza, wala silang doon sa kanilang mga bahay. So, pumupunta lahat sa tabing dagat. Dito sila, parang nanunood sila sa gumagawa ng mga asin. At saka dito nagpapalitan ng mga kakanin. But it was little by little died because of the climate change, because of the laborious kind of work, because maybe they are not resilient to the climate change.
40 families dwindled to 6 by the year 2012. In a push to revive the artisanal craft, Lorlie stepped up.
So way back in the late 1990s, one of the projects of the Vice Chancellor was to revive the culture and the tradition of Miagaoanons. So when I saw Lorlie, I asked her if she knows how to do salt making, and she said, yes, definitely, because my family used to do it. And when Lorlie finished her board exam, she came back to me and said, now I am ready.
The university provided the land, and Lorlie brought the labor and the centuries-old craft. Budbud means to sprinkle, seawater over sand. An area of the beach is first cleaned over 2 to 3 months. Rocks and debris cleared, walkways traced, then fences and flags put up to mark it as a salt field. The sand must be pristine. No ash, no drifting embers, or any contamination soils an entire batch. Then the watering ritual can begin. Seawater seeps in and waits for the sun. The sand acts as a porous absorber, capturing a thin film of brine, allowing for micro-evaporation.
Dito ay ating dinidiligan siya. Araw-araw na dinidiligan, kinukuha yung dumi, fina-flatten, nire-rake. Parang gardening.
Drenched, then basked daily for a straight week, a brine is created, thick, rich, alive with minerals. Making salt this way is precarious work. A change in the elements can destroy a day's labor. Miagao, with its distinct dry and wet seasons, used to be perfect for salt production. Not anymore with the onset of climate change.
Yung paggawa natin ng budbud na asin, apektado po talaga kami sa weather. Ang summertime, but then uulan. So, apektado po talaga. At saka every year po, ang yung sea level natin ng mga 1 meter every year. So makikita mo na na talaga, yung regular na talaga yung yung pagtaas ng tubig na nakaapekto sa aming asinan po. Natuto po akong gumawa ng budbud sa pamamagitan po ng aking asawa na siya po ay nasa 4th generation na po na gumagawa ng asin. Kanyang lolo, kay tatay niya, hanggang sa siya na, hanggang sa kanyang mga anak na. Tumigil sila kasi wala daw pera sa asin.
When Lorlie, along with her husband Rizalde and their children, began making budbud again 7 years ago, they had to reconstruct the craft from fragments. Rizalde's family stories, ancestral hints, and experimentation. Through it all, one question hung in the air. Could they really bring it back? Or were they chasing a tradition too far gone? Miagao sits between Iloilo City and Antique in the western Visayas of the Philippines, hugging a coastline where sea breeze meets limestone ridges. The waters here carry microcurrents, tidal pulses, and planktonic life. Overlooking it all, the Santo Tomas de Villanueva Parish, a UNESCO-listed landmark whose intricate facade draws travelers to the area, guiding not just the faithful, but also the curious who come to see the meeting of history, landscape, and craft. In the village of Mambatad, replicating the traditional salt-making method in Miagao, the Noblezadas have been watering their sandbeds with seawater for 7 straight days, saturating the top layer of sand with a brine unlike any other. The family's eldest, Franco, takes on the back-breaking work of hauling it into the filtration house.
Ako po yung talagang toka sa pagkuha ng saturated na sand. Like, kasi yung mga lalaki is more po kami sa talagang buhat-buhat or laborious kind of work. Kasi noon hindi po talaga ako interesado dito. Kasi sabihin ko lang parang lang siya asin, ganon. So, pero meron ako nabasa isang quote, your soup will be tasteless without the salt. So, ganon din yata sa buhay. Kasi if you don't have a dedication, passion, hope, and also love for your work, hindi mo po magagawa yung isang bagay.
In the filtration house, more seawater is poured over the sand, and gravity extracts the mineral-rich liquid brine.
Tapos, ang ating pinakamalinis na filtered seawater ay nilalagay po natin sa mga blue drums. Kasi ang blue drums po ay food grade po siya na kung saan hindi ma-contaminate po at hindi mapasukan ng mga insekto o mga crabs o mga palaka.
Growing naturally across the forests of the Philippines, the balunos, a woody vine with a thick white bark that contains saponin, soap-like compounds. Long before soap came in bottles, the people of the Visayas exploited the cleansing power in this mysterious plant to wash clothes, hands, and pans. It's also a vital ingredient in the making of budbud. The Aitas, or mountain tribes, have first-hand access to the plants and would bring them down to the coast to trade for salt.
Son, girlie, son! Son, dyan na ng imong asin!
Today, Lorlie can easily get some from her neighbor. And in the spirit of bartering, she's brought salt in exchange.
Oh, very good. Ay, sige. Ang imong asin, bakit salamat yung sa balunos.
Add balunos extract to the brine, and it triggers a foaming reaction.
Ang ginagawa ng balunos sa ating filtered seawater ay siya ay nagiging agogo na kung saan ito po ay nagbabubbles, parang shampoo siya. At saka ito po ay parang nagkakaramelize ng ating filtered seawater para na maging more concentrated siya at ang ating asin ay maging mas maputi at mabilis po ma-solidify.
Bamboo from the mountain groves have been dragged down to the coast for the next step of the process, transported by carabao and then floated down a river. This bamboo is twice as long as the standard lowland bamboo and more than twice as thick.
Itong bamboo na ito, aming piniprepare yan, nililinis, ang kinukuha yung mga dumi talaga kasi dyan natin ilalagay ang ating filtered seawater to make it dry.
The duduyans or bamboo racks are where the brine will sleep. Under the open sky and a northerly wind, salt begins to bloom. If the weather cooperates, it would take 5 days for the first grains to solidify. Like many traditional salt-making techniques, Budbud asin was once in danger of fading into memory. As seawalls gobble up beaches and climate change forces salt makers to give up their craft. Only in recent years, with the help of universities, government institutions, and tourism officers, have artisanal salt makers found space to return. For Lorlie, this revival is deeply personal. 5 years earlier, the mother of 8 had gone back to school, juggling family, work, and late nights to earn her degree in social work. When she finally graduated, the University of the Philippines offered her something unexpected, a chance to use their land to make salt. So Lorlie walked away from a stable, well-paying career and stepped into an uncertain future.
Ang expectation talaga ng family ko is to work sa office. Pero ako bilang isang babae, hindi talaga ako mahilig mag-lipstick or mag-high heel. So iba yung passion ko talaga eh. So gusto kong ipakita sa kanila na bilang isang social worker, you can choose to advocate, example, to advocate this kind of industry na later on you can help women for empowerment. Talagang nag-away kami. Yung buong family, talagang parang naging tsunami yung buhay namin. Na sabi mo, nanay, babaguhin mo yung buhay namin. Bakit ang ginagawa natin ito? Ano tayo, hakot tayo ng buhangin, ng mga bato, linis ng shoreline na ito, na hindi naman ito atin, sabi ng mga anak. Pero sabi ko sa kanila, just bear with me. Kay balang araw, makikita ninyo kung anong ibig kong sabihin.
At first, Budbud broke the noblazadas more than it fed them. Days of hauling sand, racing sudden rain, and fielding doubts from buyers.
And then nung una hindi pa po kami kilala, so like parang yung asin is parang ibibigay mo na lang, hindi na pang ibibenta, 'di ba? Kasi una pa lang kayo hindi niyo pa alam paano ibenta yung product nyo. And also, merong question sa inyo. if ano ba to, like food grade, and also safe ba to sa tao kasi pagkain siya eh.
Sa first 3 to 4 years, talagang grabe yung challenge na parang iwan ko na talaga itong pag-aasin na ito. Yun nga, bilang isang babae, if you know the mystery of being an innovative, so you can make it through the rain.
The family stuck together and kept at it, refining the process, innovating, learning to brand and sell their salt.
Meron talagang proseso, lahat naman merong proseso eh. If you're willing to learn and you love your work or you love this kind of tradition, so ipagpapatuloy mo po yan. Opo, proud po ako na kami yung pamilya na gumagawa ng asin dito sa Miagao kasi hindi lang dahil kilala kayo, kundi it also like nagbibigay din po tayo ng inspirasyon sa ibang mga tao na gumagawa din ng mga tradisyon na gaya ng ganito.
Hindi na kami, naging malaya na kami sa kahirapan, naging malaya ka na sa nabaon sa mga utang, na dati wala kaming lasa, ang hirap ng buhay, baon ka sa utang, ang gulo. Pero nang dumating ang asin na ito, na nag-preserve ng life namin, parang yung asin na ito ay naging nagbigay lasa sa amin bilang isang pamilya.
After days of resting under an open sky, what remains in Lorlie Noblezada's bamboo wrecks is salt. The slow pace of evaporation gives Budbud asin its large, flaky crystals that retain trace minerals. In the roasting house, the crystals are heated over a flame to drive off residual moisture, impurities, and to refine its texture, making sure the final product meets food safety standards.
Bali, dito natin sa bakuwa siya palalamigin ng ilang hours bago mag-packaging tayo. Masarap ang Dipol Budbud Sea Salt dahil may pagmamahal. At saka ito ay gawa ng isang babae. Kasi women are the best medicine for men. Hello, welcome sa Good morning.
After 195 years of salt production in Iloilo, a woman stands at the helm of a local industry once dominated by men.
Ang ating mga variety ng mga asin na kung saan ito ay roasted na plain lang siya. Tapos sa pagpackaging, so kailangan naririyan yung pagtutulungan sa bawat isa.
What began as a means to support her children's education now becomes a way to empower other women, teach them new skills, and preserve Miagao's 200-year-old salt-making heritage.
Sabay-sabay po kami magpunta dito at saka kung ano ang tutulong namin.
O tinatawag din halata.
Oo, meron din po. Pero hindi naman kadalasan at malaking halaga kasi kunti lang man naman ang kinikita ni Ma'am Lorlie. At para sa akin, kahit kunti lang, malaking tulong na para sa akin.
I'm so happy for her, really very happy, because I saw her hardship, I saw her perseverance, I saw her hard work just to promote the salt. This salt-making industry is a very tedious work. It really tells about the kind of person the Miagawanons are. They're very industrious. They're very simple. Maybe if we start introducing this to other industries like food industries, perhaps, maybe this will go on and maybe this will become great someday. I hope.
Happy birthday to
Lorlie turns 50 today, and the village is here to celebrate her and the family's achievements. Today, DePaul's Budbud sea salt reaches kitchens far beyond this shore. It has expanded to flavored variants, visitor tours, and workshops. Chefs call it delicate, flaky, and alive with the taste of the sea.
They use also the lemongrass to incorporate the salt and make more intense flavor to the dish. You taste the aromatics because of the lemongrass. It's not too salty, but there's a tiny bit of the flavor na parang, ano tawag ito, parang malasa siya na not more in salt flavor.
We have a monthly degustation where we use Budbud heavily. We are partners with the local government in promoting Ilonggo cuisine, Ilonggo farmers, Ilonggo producers, and Ilonggo supplies. This is something that we feel very strongly about. And we actually had the opportunity to bring it to Manila a few times. Next month, we are going to Miagao as part of the UNESCO Cities of Gastronomy celebration. And we will again bring Budbud there.
Salt hasn't just changed one family's life. It's changed the lives around them. The workers at our salt farm who have found both livelihood and purpose. And beyond Miagao, Lorlie has begun teaching other communities how to make their own salt so that they, too, can draw strength and sustenance from the sea.
If I have given a chance, talagang puntahan ko ang buong karagatan na iyan para magkaroon rin sila ng mga asin sa kanilang mga bayan po. Sa tingin ko, habang may pait pa ako, habang may lasa pa ako, hindi mag-asin tayo para na makatulong sa ating kapwa po.
In this corner of the world, every handful of salt is a reminder that traditions can survive, that identities can endure, that the sea always finds its way home.